911, what is the address?
We are at Daytona Park, and my son was like somebody like cut his throat. I wouldn't know. Ocean Ave. Somebody, he was on the phone and somebody just came and like cut him. He cut his throat.
A frightening weekend for a family from out of town here for the races. They were going to the Slingshot when their 13-year-old son had his throat slashed by an apparent random stranger. I'm News 6's Mike Valenti, and we're learning a little bit more about what unfolded on the night in question. The person using that weapon, Daytona Beach police say, was 44-year-old Jermaine Lynn Long, seen here in cuffs in this video taken by an employee who works along the beach. Long is charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. In a mostly redacted report, police wrote that medical attention was required for the victim's neck due to a, quote, severe laceration. Monday morning, a woman emailed News 6 identifying herself as the victim's mother. She wrote that her son is 13 years old and their family was in town for the Daytona 500. The woman called the attacker a deranged man and a random stranger. She said her son was taken to a hospital where he got 13 stitches. And she claimed, quote, the doctors said if the knife had cut 1 more millimeter, he could have died. It was on the overpass leading to Joe's Crab Shack where police say Jermaine Long was spotted and where they took him into custody. Now, we looked up Jermaine Long, and it seems like he has a history with police. As recently as January, he was arrested and charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Authorities in that case say he was using a bladed
Our
weapon.
top story tonight, take a look at this one. A teenager has their throat slashed in a random attack. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm John Brown.
Good evening. I'm Luann Sorrell. This all happened right by the Daytona Beach Pier, and this man is accused of attacking that boy. Fox 35's Bailey Bockover is joining us live now in Daytona Beach. So, Bailey, you spoke to that teenager and his parents tonight.
Yeah, the 13-year-old says he was just trying to walk back to his hotel Saturday night. The suspect came out of nowhere and slashed the teen's throat.
As soon as we realized what happened, I could see his neck gashed wide open. I could see all the way down to the meat.
13-year-old Sullivan Clark was on his phone walking with his parents near the Slingshot ride when police say Jermaine Long walked up and slashed his throat. His mom, Lori, initially thought it was a robbery.
I thought he was stealing Sully's phone. As soon as he slashed him, I yelled. I said, hey.
Sullivan's father, Jared, says the sight was something he can never unsee.
The doctor told him 1 millimeter deep, and we'd be having a different conversation.
Sullivan says a split-second glance at a boardwalk ride is likely the only reason he survived.
The crazy thing is, I turned at the perfect time because I was on the phone and I happened to be looking up at like the Slingshot and I turned. And that's how he got the side of my neck and not right here.
Police say they found Long hiding near the overpass on the pier and arrested him. Andrew Walker, who works nearby, says he talked to the suspect just minutes before the attack.
I see the man come down in cuffs, and I was just like blown away because that's the same dude I just seen walking past that just stabbed somebody in the neck.
Sullivan tells me he just wants to look at his attacker and ask why he did it. But police say so far there's absolutely no motive for this unprovoked attack.
It's a disturbing story out of the city. Toledo police looking for 3 kids who shot a 9-year-old with a BB gun multiple times. This happened last Thursday at the West Toledo Branch Library. Here is some surveillance video right now. According to police, this boy was getting his bike in the parking lot when the 3 approached him and started shooting. He was struck with those BB pellets at least 24 times. The surveillance was given to us by the boy's mom and shows the boy being chased by the shooters. These pictures, also given to us by the mom, show the injuries all over his body. Understandably, she is very angry. The boy says he did not recognize the shooters.
All right, well, 19-year-old Ezekiel Kelly, the man accused of killing 3 people and hurting 3 others in a mobile mass shooting, facing a judge for the first time this year. He was in court earlier this morning.
Lakita Johnson was live inside of that courtroom, and she's joining us live right now. Lakita, what happened?
Yeah, ladies, what we learned, first of all, this was Ezekiel's first public hearing, according to court records. And what we also learned is that, he now faces nearly 30 charges. 2 additional charges have been added on, including first-degree murder and reckless endangerment. And I want you to take a look at your screens there. These are the 3 victims that he's accused of killing. That's Dwayne Amir Tunstall, Allison Parker, and Richard Clark. Now, investigators say Kelly started his shooting rampage around 1 a.m. on September 7th. That's when police say Kelly killed Dwayne Tunstall. Hours after that, around 4:30 p.m., Kelly began broadcasting on Facebook Live to show people his shooting spree. Police say he went to 8 different locations. At one point, South Haven police even say Kelly carjacked a man and took his Dodge Challenger at a Raceway gas station on State Line Road in South Haven. Now, shortly after that, that's when Memphis police started a chase with Kelly, and 4 hours later, he was eventually arrested after crashing the car he was driving in White Haven. Again, Kelly now faces nearly 30 charges, including that first-degree murder and conspiring to commit terroristic acts and reckless endangerment. Now, he's already been indicted on that first-degree murder count in the shooting death of Dwayne Tunstall. Kelly is also facing charges in South Haven, including receiving stolen property, armed carjacking, and a felon in possession of a firearm. Again, guys, we're going to keep you guys updated as this case continues to go on. Also, his lawyer did plead not guilty. So his next court date will be on April the 13th. We'll be there for that at 9 a.m. For now, Memphis, I'm Lakita Johnson. Back to you.
One of those soldiers died. 22-year-old Shamar Duncan faces 1 murder charge and 2 attempted murder charges for that shooting. Court documents reveal the shooting started as a fight on South Meridian. Witnesses saw the Dutch soldiers fighting another group of men. When things escalated, the soldiers tried to get back to their hotel. That's when witnesses say a pickup pulled up and someone opened fire. Investigators say witnesses and video from downtown businesses helped lead them to a suspect.
The life taken due to senseless gun violence of a hero is disgraceful and cowardly. To those injured, you are courageous, and you continue to be in our thoughts.
26-year-old Simi Poetsima died. 2 other men were hurt. Now, the Dutch soldiers were in Indiana for a training exercise at Southern Indiana Military Base.
The sights and sounds of a parent trying to get her kid off a Denver school bus. Now that mom faces charges for assaulting the school bus driver.
Both parents and the school district say there is a lot more to what happened. Denver Public Schools and Denver Police are now investigating. The school bus driver and another employee are on paid leave.
And 9 News reporter Nelson Garcia joins us now to tell us what led up to all this. And Nelson, by all accounts, this escalated quickly.
That's right, Kim, Kyle. On Wednesday, the school bus left the Northfield Denver Green School on its way to make the usual drop-offs. When DPS says the driver had to stop the bus twice because the students were becoming too unruly. The second time it stopped, it was near where parents were waiting for their kids, and that's when the situation got worse. From the video shot by a mom, the kids inside can be heard, some of them screaming for their parents. The bus had been stopped for about 30 minutes on Kearney Street, just outside of another school, near where parents were waiting for their kids. Parent Janelle Williams says her son was not sure why the driver had to stop.
He didn't really understand exactly why the bus stopped. The commotion that was on the bus, it seemed to be maybe a rowdy child, something that happens on buses all the time. So he didn't even understand why the bus was parked and, why the driver was refusing to move.
DPS says the bus driver and a paraprofessional on board were waiting for security to arrive when parents started demanding that their kids be let off the bus.
When you watch that video, that's tough to watch. I understand the frustration parents are having.
Deputy Superintendent Mark Ferrandino says the district has a procedure for reunification in this situation. but things were getting heated.
It might have been a different way to look at how you handled that situation and just being able to let those kids out to be reunified with those parents.
One mom got tired of waiting. On the video, you can see Brandy Martin board the bus, and that's when the scuffle started. You can see things go back and forth, with the driver pulling her hair and Martin throwing punches, hitting him in the face. Williams says her son witnessed one of the DPS employees touching a female student inappropriately, but she did not want to go into detail.
But he did say that he did witness an unfortunate incident to where it did make him yell at the particular person to say, "Hey, don't touch her like that. What are you doing?"
Ferrandino says that's all under investigation.
We also spent time today looking at videos from the cameras that were inside the bus to understand what happened in that situation. And it's clear that was not handled to the expectations we have.
Brandy Martin was arrested by Denver police for assault. Ferrandino says both DPS employees had to go to the hospital for their injuries. Brandy Martin put out a statement online that said she's thankful for all the support and for the families who are sharing her story.
News in a case that we have been following closely here at Eyewitness News. An arrest has been made in the 1997 murder of Monica Leach, and this is a picture of the suspect now in custody, 55-year-old Kevin Ray James. And you see the resemblance to a sketch police released of the man that they were looking for. Monica Leach was a bank teller at a Western Financial Bank in Thousand Oaks when two armed men disguised as construction workers robbed the bank and shot Leach. The Ventura County Sheriff's Office has been searching for the killer ever since. More details are expected at a press conference on Tuesday.
Records of a man who's accused of kidnapping an 80-year-old woman from her Nichols home. Next, who is the man that police say killed a mother of 6 in a road rage incident while she was on vacation?
And a sunny spring day is turning into a Friday freeze in a matter of hours. ABC 15 News at 6 starts right now.
Working for you. This is ABC 15 News at 6.
First at 6, bond denied for the man Marion County deputies say kidnapped and murdered an 80-year-old woman. Dominique Brand turned himself in to police last night. Mary Ann Elvington there disappeared from her Horry County home on Sunday. She lived in Nichols, right off of Highway 76. Monday afternoon, her car was found on Bobby L. Davis Boulevard in Marion County, more than 20 miles away. And last night, about 8 o'clock, her body was found 9 miles down the road.
Well, the man accused of killing her has a criminal history that dates back to 2008. We dug into Dominique Brand's background and found that he was released from prison in 2018.
And today, ABC 15's Tanya Brown learned new details about Brand's criminal record during a bond hearing.
Are you Mr. Dominique Brand?
Yeah.
29-year-old Dominique Brand answered quite a few questions from the judge Thursday morning during a bond hearing. He's charged with kidnapping and murder in the death of 80-year-old Mary Ann Elvington of Horry County. Elvington's 3 adult children were in court for the hearing.
I'll never see her again. She'll be in my heart as long as I live.
Police call it one of the most heinous crimes they've ever investigated, but didn't release any details or motive during that hearing.
When's the last time you were arrested and what for?
About 10 years ago.
All right, and those were the burglaries that I seen on your criminal history this morning? All right, and you went to prison for that?
Brand's criminal record shows he served 6 years in prison after pleading guilty to 5 counts of second-degree burglary in 2012. He got out on parole in 2013. Elvington's children told the judge they may never find out why their mother was killed, but they take great comfort in knowing their mother was a good Christian with a loving heart.
That our mama went out on the shield. She raced to the finish line. She was protecting her family, and she was working for the Lord to the very last second. To the very last second.
She will be missed every single day. Every single day. She was a real hero.
Today, Scott County prosecutors filed formal charges against a Davenport man charged in the strangulation death of a 74-year-old man. 19-year-old Charlie Gary III is accused of killing Robert Long after forcibly entering his home with the intent to steal his car. It happened in January. Gary III is now charged with first-degree murder, burglary, robbery, and abuse of a corpse. The most serious charge, first-degree murder, carries an automatic sentence of life without parole if he's convicted. Gary filed a written plea of not guilty in January. Trial date is set for March 16th.
Caught on camera, a mystery man punching a 19-year-old woman in the face. Police tonight are hoping somebody can help identify him. CBS 2's Mark Liverman live in Clinton Hill, Brooklyn with more. Mark?
Well, it all happened right here in front of this deli. That woman hit so hard in the face, her head slammed into this glass before she collapsed right onto the sidewalk. All of it caught on camera. Take a look. Out of nowhere, an unknown man winds up and throws a hard, fast fist right into 19-year-old Raza Barzdukas' face. It happened right in front of this deli on Myrtle Avenue in Clinton Hill. On Friday, I spoke exclusively to that victim's mom.
She called me. She was upset. She was crying, hyperventilating.
Raza's mom begged her to stay where she was, but she was so scared she ran to Pratt Institute, where she goes to school across the street, to wait for police.
This is not normal behavior. This was just, she was walking out of the deli and she just got sucker punched. Just didn't even see it coming. It was absolutely jarring. It was crazy.
Raza was hit so hard the back of her head smashed into the side of this deli before she collapsed to the sidewalk.
She had a fat lip, she had a bloody lip and bruising inside, and then she had a bump on the back of her head, and then she just went down.
Watch that video closely. You can clearly see the man with dreadlocks and a gray hooded sweater calmly walking up to his victim, then punching her with a closed fist before calmly walking off.
They do this to anybody. It was random. It was crazy. It was a random act of violence.
Rose says her daughter had never seen her attacker before it happened. Now, they just want this man caught.
I hope that they find this guy, because this guy is walking around the neighborhood.
And Rose tells me the day after it happened, her daughter went right back to classes here at Pratt, just trying to get back to a normal life as quickly as she could. We're live in the Clinton Hill section of Brooklyn. Mark Liverman, CBS 2 News.
Arrest after a double stabbing in Sunrise.
A woman was killed in the incident that detectives believe may have been random. Local 10's Leanne Motorhome is live in Sunrise with the very latest. Leanne.
And the suspect at the center of this stabbing reportedly refused to appear before a judge this morning. Let's show you the scene from yesterday. All of this happened just before 2 a.m. Wednesday morning at the retreat at Sawgrass Village right behind me. This is an apartment complex right next to the parking lot for Amerant Bank Arena here in Sunrise. Our cameras were there as police were inside of a parking garage. Sunrise police say that they believe that this was a, quote, random attack and that a 28-year-old woman from Boca Raton was killed in this stabbing. A second victim did survive their injuries. Now, 21-year-old Jackson Sagese was arrested and charged with premeditated murder and attempted felony murder. You're looking at his mugshot right there. This is video from his bond hearing, a hearing that he was supposed to attend but refused, according to corrections there inside of the courtroom. The judge, despite his absence, finding probable cause for the arrest, ordering him be held without bond. He's also been ordered to have no contact with the surviving victim. At this point, police have not officially confirmed the identities of the two people who were stabbed in this attack. More to come on
Tonight,
this
a family is mourning the loss of a 27-year-old businesswoman who was stabbed to death in Sunrise. A second person was also attacked with a knife, but he survived. Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Juan Strader.
And I'm Lorena Englang. Police say the man who did it is now behind bars. And NBC6's Jamie Garolo spoke with one of the victim's family members. How are they doing tonight, Jamie?
Well, not good. They are still processing everything that's happened over the last 36 hours, and while they're not ready to go on camera just yet, they did give us a statement. Tonight, we're learning more about the woman stabbed and killed in Sunrise early Wednesday morning. Haley Hosford's Instagram page highlights her success as an entrepreneur and expert stylist at just 27 years old. Hosford's stepfather tells NBC6 she was an incredible hairdresser and businesswoman. In a statement to NBC6, her stepfather added, "Our family is destroyed. This is beyond horrific. We wish this upon no family to deal with something like this. It's really incomprehensible based on all the facts, and the situation is senseless."
There was a dead person just laying in there. There was blood on the car that was next to it, and I pulled out, and as I was pulling out, all these cops were pulling in. I would say there must have been 15 cop cars coming in at the same time.
Hosford was stabbed in the neck to death in the back parking garage of an apartment complex across the street from Amerant Bank Arena. Police responded to the scene after the man she was with called 911, also saying he was stabbed in the neck and throat. An officer found Hosford's body on the floorboard of a black Mercedes. She was pronounced dead on the scene. A steak knife was found on the front passenger seat. The man she was with rushed to the hospital.
I saw it as I was kind of turning, and there was blood all over. I thought, I've got to call the police, but I saw them coming, and then I just left.
The man stabbed was able to give police a description of the attacker. A short while later, police arrested Jackson Sagasy Jr. Police tracked down Sagasy at his apartment and surrendered. Detectives found a knife in his front pocket that appeared to be from the same set as the knife in the car. Hosford's stepfather also telling us, quote, "Our prayers are with our family, and we're looking above to Haley, and it's beyond devastation and sadness." Now, the suspect allegedly made a confession, although that confession was redacted from the arrest form. He is charged with premeditated murder. Police say the motive for the attack remains
Here at
unknown.
4:30, we're learning more about the woman who was stabbed to death at a South Florida apartment complex. Hello again, everyone. Investigators say the victim was chosen at random.
Now a close friend is opening up about his heartbreak. Nicole Ensalada is live in Sunrise with more. Nicole.
Well, her name was Haley Hosford, and her family tells me that she had big plans, big dreams, a very active life, lots of friends. But that life was cut short here in this apartment complex in the parking garage earlier this week in what, as you mentioned, police say appears to be a completely random act. And now her family and her friends want everyone to know her name.
These are the ones that we'll look back and say, damn, what a damn good time.
Haley Hosford's life was about beauty. Physical beauty, yes, as a cosmetologist.
As whatever comes in contact with your hair extensions could end in disaster.
But also the beauty in the world, in experiences. And the beauty of her friendships.
Happy birthday, dear Haley.
She was a force to be reckoned with. She really was.
The ugliness of the world would cut her life short early Wednesday morning in the parking garage of the Retreat at Sawgrass apartment building. Sunrise police say 21-year-old Jackson Sagasy stabbed the 27-year-old to death as she waited for a friend who'd gone inside.
He was going in there to grab some stuff, and he was going to take her home.
Police say as she waited in the car, the suspect walks toward the victim vehicle. A metal object is visible in his right hand, reflecting light. Victim begins to exit the vehicle just as the suspect reapproaches from the driver's side. She quickly re-enters the vehicle in an apparent attempt to hide.
She noticed he was charging her, and he forced himself into the car before she had time to shut the door.
According to police, she was stabbed multiple times and would not survive. Her friend, too, was attacked when he arrived back at the car and is now in the hospital. Her friend, Aubrey Rosebrock, says it appears to be completely random and senseless.
And I know she was a fighter. I believe she fought, and I believe she was scared.
Just as she fought for her friends and her family, he says, helped people find beauty in life and in themselves. That, her best friend says, was Haley Hosford.
Her very last message to me was, I just wanted to tell you that the sun is shining, the sky is blue, the water is turquoise, and that I love you very much, and that you mean the world to me. And that was the very last thing she said. She's not a Jane Doe, and I want the world to know what her name is and who she was. There's evil, and there's good, and we lost the good. The good lost.
And I spoke briefly to her mom on the phone, as well as some other family members, and this is what they tell us in part. They say, I named her Haley after the comment, because a star was born. She was the brightest light ever. She came into the world shining. She just wanted to lift everyone up. She was a ball of fire, full of life. She was unapologetically Haley. And as they put together these final arrangements, they tell us that there will be friends coming from around the country and even around the world. And as for the person accused of doing this, he remains in jail. He is facing a charge of murder and attempted murder.